Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're having a good one today. I just got off work, and yesterday I watched the new Thor, Love and Thunder. I thought I'd just give you my quick thoughts on that. I thought it was an okay film for what it was. It's nothing spectacular. I don't think it reaches the greatness of Ragnarok, even though we got the same director, Taka Waititi, wherever the hell his name is. I do like his directing style. I just think that this film here felt a little bit rushed at times and overly comedic. I'll talk about a little bit about the good first. Christian Bale as Gore the God Butcher, perfect casting right there. Christian Bale always brings it to his roles, and this role was no different. He was excellent. Uh, you understand where he's coming from. It's tragic. He has good motivation for what he's doing. The only thing is, this movie at times feels like Looney Tunes. Like, it's just really wacky, and every time we go to the villain stuff, it's such a change in tone that it kind of throws you off. I feel like the comedic stuff in this film hurts the serious stuff with the villain. Again, Christian Bale, his makeup effects, everything looks great. I love his character. It's just that it feels so odd being so serious when every 2 seconds we're doing like potty jokes and shit. It's like, it's a little frustrating. If you enjoyed the humor in Ragnarok, there's a lot of that here, but I feel like it's tripled. We get way more than what we got in Ragnarok in this one. And it doesn't all work. They're not all laugh out loud moments. There's some here and there, but for the most part, they kind of don't land the jokes. I'm not mad that this movie's full of jokes, that it's a full-on comedy. It's just the fact that the more serious stuff gets kind of put on the back burner. As for the rest of the cast, I feel like they do a great job as always. This isn't my favorite version of Thor or any of them, but they're serviceable. They do the job. Adding in his girlfriend, Jane Foster, as another Thor. I know that's not really a spoiler. You guys see that in the trailer and whatnot and on the posters. I feel like she was fine as a superhero, as a god, but the way that she became a god or became a new Thor, the mighty Thor, I feel was really cheap and kind of rushed. And that's one of the biggest problems I have with this film is the story feels so rushed in all the right places, if you will. Like even Gore's like origin story and him himself, I feel like he doesn't get enough screen time and his storyline is kind of rushed. Jane's storyline is super rushed. Natalie Portman's character. I feel like she just kind of jumps right into it, and we don't really understand why until later. And it's just not a good enough reason to have her as this hero. I don't want to say not a good enough reason. It's just the way she gets there is done very quickly and rushed. I have to hold this phone here. It's a little annoying. What else? I thought I don't really have a whole lot else to say. I like the added mythology they added in here, some extra characters that we're going to see in the future. Once you see the movie and see the post-credit scenes, you'll know what I'm talking about. I'm interested to see where it's going, but it's not really setting anything up like phase 1, 2, and 3 did, like how we knew where we were going to Infinity War and that we knew something big was coming. Here it just feels like random stuff just keeps happening to continue these stories. Like they're not all adding up to one big epic movie. It doesn't feel that way anyway. And that sucks when you got the MCU that's based on creating these stories are all interconnected in some way, and they just feel like they're not in phase 4, and this is another one to add to the list. Again, it was an enjoyable film. I give it a pass. It just makes the pass mark for me. It's not as good as Ragnarok. I feel like they let the director put way too much wacky and Looney Tunes stuff in here. Even different actors and producers and that said that it felt like a 7-year-old directed this film, where every idea he possibly had, that, or any little joke that he thought of that he thought would be funny, got put into this film. Nothing got cut, and you can kind of notice that in the end results. And yeah, it was an okay film. I think the best thing that came out of this, again, is the God Butcher. Aside from that, everything else is just okay. Not the worst Thor movie. I think the second one probably still takes that trophy, but not the best either. I will be doing a ranking, not anytime shortly. I'll be waiting for this movie to drop on Blu-ray so I can rewatch it and rewatch all the other ones to give my full thoughts on it. But yeah, I just want to give you guys just my opinion on what I thought about this movie on my first watch. Again, it's not terrible, but there's a lot of things that had my eyes rolling, and it's unfortunate because I think this movie had potential to be really good, but it kind of feels like it suffers from first draft syndrome. Like they should have went back and looked at their script and changed some of the dialogue. At least the dialogue is pretty cringy at times, which I never thought I'd say in a Thor movie. The other ones were fine. But yeah, before I just keep mumbling off random shit, I'm going to stop her here because I don't really have a whole lot more to say. Aside from, I guess I recommend it. If you've seen the other ones, definitely check this one out. Maybe you'll like it. But for me, it was just a little too much silliness. And I just wish they would have focused a little more on their serious parts of the movie. Like their villain, like all of Jane's side story, which was pretty serious if you've seen the movie, talking about her condition and that. But it's kind of all overshadowed by a bunch of comical fart jokes, if I'm being honest. And that's all there is to it. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll be back with a real ranking someday on this franchise. Thanks for watching, guys.